courtroom was packed. People sat in silence, the air thick with expectations. The dim overhead light buzzed faintly, casting a soft glow over the wooden benches. Judge Samuel Thompson sat high on his bench, tapping his fingers on his desk. He was an elderly man in his late 60s, his hair silver, his face etched with deep wrinkles from years of staring down criminals. To him, this was just another ordinary case, another face, another name, another person, wasting his time. But he couldn't have known that today would be different. Today, the person sitting in front of him wasn't just any other defendant. And today, it would be the day. His pride would cost him everything at the defense table. Olivia Carter sat quietly, her back straight, her face indifferent. She wore a crisp navy blue suit, her black hair neatly tied in a bun. Her presence was commanding. But Judge Thompson paid it no mind. "Where are you coming from today?" he said to him. She was just another black woman who had gotten herself into trouble. A faint smile spread across his face as he looked at the case file. He had yet to hear Olivia speak, but he had already made his judgment. "So you've come to claim you were wrongly arrested," he said, with a smile, and a light chuckle echoed throughout the courtroom. Olivia's lips curled into a slight smile, but it wasn't the smile of someone who was nervous. It was the smile of someone who knew something no one else did. The prosecutor, a young man, clenched his lips and fell silent. "Your Honor," the defendant, Mrs. Carter, the prosecutor began. But Judge Thompson interrupted him. "Don't waste time. Why don't you tell us why you think you're special?" Olivia finally spoke, her voice gentle and steady. "With all due respect, Your Honor, I'd prefer to focus on facts rather than opinions." Judge Thompson's smile faltered for a moment. He didn't like how composed and serene she appeared. Most people in front of him were nervous, stammering, and begging. But here she was sitting, as if she owned the entire room. "Facts," he said sarcastically. "All right, Miss Carter, let's hear your facts." Then Olivia took a slow breath and reached into the inner pocket of her blazer. Marcus Lewis straightened up instinctively. Judge Thompson was about to make an immediate comment, but then he saw Olivia pulling out a small black leather case and opening it for a moment. The entire courtroom fell silent. Inside the case was a golden badge with clear and bold letters inscribed on it. "Special Agent Olivia Carter, United States Secret Service." Judge Thompson's face turned pale. The prosecutor's pen fell from his hand and clattered onto the table. Some jury members leaned forward, their eyes wide with disbelief. Olivia placed the badge on the table as if it were a royal flush in a poker game. "My name," she said, her voice steady and clear, "is Special Agent Olivia Carter, United States Secret Service." Judge Thompson's jaw tightened. He remained silent. Olivia let the moment hang in the air. Then she reached as if searching for something he had missed earlier. And now Olivia continued, I'm sitting before a judge who, instead of conducting a fair trial, mocks me before hearing my side of the story. The weight of her words was felt throughout the room. The courtroom was silent. Judge Thompson felt as though he had aged 10 years in that moment. His arrogance had disappeared, replaced by nervousness. Olivia straightened her blazer and, looking the judge directly in the eye, said, This is not just about me. It's about a system that allows people to abuse their power without question. But today, Judge Samuel Thompson, you questioned the wrong person. She leaned forward slightly, and I promise you, this will go much further. The prosecutor suddenly stood up. Your Honor, in light of this new information, the prosecution requests that all charges against Miss Carter